every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money, and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood, or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it.
Because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me, not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? And they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of
leadership perspective.
Y'all have no plan. They'll never talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
First-time cartel kingpin El Mencho tonight is a $15 million man. That is the U.S. government reward just increased and placed on the head of Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho. Such a huge bounty on such a physically insignificant man shows the intensity behind a fugitive manhunt for Chicago's public enemy number one.
He's a person that we would consider as public enemy number one.
More than 6 years ago, the newly installed head of the Drug Enforcement Administration in Chicago made a startling revelation to the I-Team. A little-known Mexican drug lord named El Mencho was to be considered the city's most wanted fugitive and public enemy number one, on a par with the most feared Chicago enemy from an earlier century, Al Capone.
He's a very powerful trafficker in Mexico, and he has sells all over the world.
The file on El Mencho bulging in recent years as his new generation cartel seized control of Chicago's street drug sales, and with the territory came wholesale bloodshed here and there. Mencho facing federal indictments in Chicago and other U.S. cities, still on the lam in Mexico, and still overseeing a multi-billion-dollar empire. Tonight, this symbol of his global drug conglomerate, the $10 million reward for El Mencho's arrest, has just been increased to $15 million. The hike in America's bounty for El Mencho comes as his family starts to unravel. Relatives close to him arrested and squeezed by investigators as the government tries to press for information that could lead to his arrest and the takedown of his bloodthirsty and heavily armed cartel army. As the I-Team first reported 2 weeks ago, El Mencho's son-in-law, Christian Fernando Gutierrez Ochoa, was arrested on drug trafficking and money laundering offenses in Southern California. Ochoa had been living under a fake name in this luxury section here in Riverside after fleeing Mexico, according to prosecutors. Mencho had helped Ochoa fake his own death, even claiming to have murdered him, so the son-in-law and his daughter could live outside the dangerous cartel world. New details tonight from the arrest of El Mencho's...
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Skeptic.
I'm Mr. Rippy.
So, Skeptic, did you see what's going on in Mexico? And did you know about this cartel guy?
Yeah, I did see what's going on. I think I'm a little bit skeptical, I'll say that, because I think that it's interesting that the Mexican military decided to kind of pursue this now. And I do think that the US has some involvement. Like, I have seen some reporting of military planes landing in Mexico. So I do think that it was a combined effort from the US and the Mexican government, which I'm a little bit, the reason why I'm skeptical is because the Mexican government had been saying how they did not want the help of the US government to kind of overtake the cartels. And I think it's interesting that they were saying that, but then their actions reflected something a little bit different. So maybe, I don't know if it's because they didn't want to be invaded, therefore they decided, let's just play along, let's play a game with them, let's go ahead and give them what they want. But I do think that it's really sad what's going on with Mexico. A mi gente de Mexico, mi corazón está con ustedes. I really hope that it becomes more secure and more safe. I hate that the cartel is out there doing, destroying things and burning cities. I don't think that that's right.
Okay, so I'm gonna play some audio that they had got from what's his name?
El Moncho.
El Moncho. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play some audio that they got of him talking about his business.
Delta 1.
Hey, ¿quién habla?
Mira bien, hijo de tu puta madre. Soy Mencho, güey. Relaja tu puta gente a la verga. Soy Mencho, güey. Relaja tus putas partidas, si no te voy a partir tu madre, tienes toda tu bola de perros. Te tengo identificado 30 güeyes. Hasta tus putos perros te voy a matar si no te relajas, güey. ¿Cómo ves?
Ya está, señor, ahorita los bajo.
Oh, no cuelgues, hijo de la verga. Te tengo ubicado en Chacala, güey.
No le estoy colgando, le estoy diciendo, ahorita los bajo.
Póngase bien las pilas, güey. ¿Qué se le cuesta ser amigo, cabrón? ¿Uno no se mete con ustedes para que se pasen de verga?
No, señor, ahorita yo se las bajo.
Pongan, mire, revíremeles a todos los hijos de su puta madre, porque todos agarran dinero y son buenos de puercos.
Sí, es lo que me están
¿Se
diciendo.
me ponen a tiros o tú eres el primero que vas a marchar por ellos, León?
No, señor.
¿Vale?
No, señor, no se trata de eso.
Cuádrese a la verga, porque aquí los vergazos están al 220, ya se la sabe. Y miedo no hay.
No, señor, no se trata de eso. Ahorita yo lo sabe.
Entonces, si quiere amistad, aquí va a tener un amigazo, cabrón. Si no, a chingar a su madre a la verga.
No, yo sé, señor.
Ya estoy hasta la verga de que no entiendan, loco.
Señor, usted me conoce, usted sabe que yo soy capitán.
Pues por eso me extraña, cabrón. Yo te entiendo, güey, pero pues no mames, yo sé que tienes gente y la familia de chingada. Verga, póngase las putas pilas.
Yo lo sé, señor. Nada más
No quiero que me apagues este puto teléfono. Después te voy a marcar, güey, a ver si no se relajaron a la verga, ¿eh?
No, ahorita le voy a marcar.
A todos en general, güey. Relájenmelos a la verga, por favor.
Ahorita le voy a marcar de otro número, a este número que me está marcando.
No, este ya no le vuelvas a marcar. Yo le marco cuando yo pueda.
Ándale, pues.
Pero no me lo apague porque lo voy a entender como negatividad.
No, señor, ahorita le mando un mensaje de otro número para que no marque el otro.
Órale, pues, Melón, ahí les quiero eso, que se relajen a la verga.
Sí, señor, usted me conoce, usted sabe que hay respeto y hay amistad. Nada más
Ya
aquí,
está, igualmente, de aquí para allá también. Ahí disculpen por las malas palabras.
Aquí los muchachos
¿Vale?
son los que están allá y ahorita yo se los agrupo.
Ahora pues, ahí le encargo.
Ándale, señor.
Ahí relájenmelos a todos, dígale que va de parte mía.
Claro que sí, señor.
Ya está.
Ándale.
Okay, Mr. Rippey, welcome back. As you can see, Mencho was talking to the police like that. What do you think of him talking to the police like that? And what's your thoughts?
Sound like some people that you don't want to fuck with. Like, I mean, I'm agreeing with Skeptic on this one. First of all, I don't think the U.S. should get involved in it, but we're already involved with the cartel. We do business with them all the time. So it has to be something else behind it, which is pretty sick, but that's actually... That guy sounds like he's no joke. So I mean, I'm disagreeing about how the cartel are behaving, but then again, we should probably just stay out of this.
So I'm gonna play what the Mexican president said about cartels.
La guerra contra el narco no es opción. No es opción. Primero, porque está fuera del marco de la ley. Todos estos de la derecha que se llenan la boca de las palabras Estado de Derecho y defienden la guerra contra el narco. Pues la guerra contra el narco está fuera de la ley, porque como lo dije o lo he dicho en varias ocasiones, es permiso para matar, sin ningún juicio. Y eso en México nadie o muy poquitos están de acuerdo. Está fuera del marco de la ley. Y segundo, no sirvió de nada más que para aumentar los homicidios en México y el nivel de violencia. Entonces, estos llamados autoritarios, porque son autoritarios, es ir hacia el fascismo.
Doc, do you agree with her soft-hand approach to deal with cartels?
Yeah, I agree with her soft-hand approach to deal with cartels. They paid her, you know what I'm saying? Good money to get up there and say that. So, that's the biggest business in the country. You know what I mean? So what do you really do when, the infrastructure and the money in the country decides, because they can't, they just not gonna listen. I mean, it's kind of a hard thing because it's probably what makes a lot of their political figures come to power, and it's probably what makes doing business with them is just something that's been done for probably 100 years, maybe. You know what I mean? So like smuggling and all those things, that's just part of the fabric of the country now. So it's such a hard thing for like how do you do it? Because some of these people have relationships, they're friends. You know what I mean? And it ain't till you get in trouble or till the world sees it that they have to try to be hard on them. You know what I mean? So because that's not how they normally conduct it. So
right.
She got up there and said, "Yo, it's my partner. He just tripping right now."
Same thing with our U.S. government. I mean, we're getting paid by them too. I mean, they pretty much the U.S. and Mexico, they run everything. And I know this from the organizations I'm a part of when it comes down to us rescuing children that's been sex trafficked. And we're talking hundreds of them, thousands of them. But the cartel is mainly involved in. Also, our people in our U.S. government are involved in it as well, just like the Mexican government. So this lady, I forget her name, whatever her name is, the president of Mexico, she right there in bed with her. The money flows through each other's hands. And now something's being exposed. Now she got to come out and say, oh, we're actually going to go against the cartel. No, chill out. It's the same thing with them going after Venezuela for bringing in drugs into this country when the drugs come from Central America and stuff, but we don't pay attention to that stuff. It's all garbage, man.
Her name is Claudia Chabot.
Yeah.
That's how you say her name. But a lot of clips went viral, so I'm gonna play one of the clips that went viral at the airport of people getting scared once his people start attacking.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Gente corriendo.
Skeptic, what's your thoughts when you see these images happening in Mexico?
I feel like in part the government should have had better strategy to let the public know that something I mean, I know that kind of sounds crazy, but I don't know if you guys have I don't know if y'all heard, but my family still lives in Mexico. I still have family that lives in Mexico in the frontera, which is like the border. Whenever the first president that's from the same political party as Claudia, when they first started overtaking the cartels, it was a lot of innocent people lives that were put at risk. Like I have family members that came from Mexico because of it. So I think like it's really sad when I hear because we understand that the cartel doesn't care and they're kind of like out for blood just to make a big spectacle and they want to like do something that makes you gasp. Like they want the attention. And I feel like the more we give it to them, the more they're going to act out, you know? So I think that there should have been a better strategy. I don't know what exactly that would have been, but it just to me it's kind of contradictory to what the government was telling the Mexican people. The government was telling the Mexican people, calm down, nothing's going to happen. We're not going to mess with the cartels. We're not going to let the US come in here. So I don't know if it was pressure. I'm not really understanding like what the strategy for this was and why you didn't at least give a heads up to the people that lived in Puerto Vallarta. I think it's the town where they did this. Nobody was even aware. You have Americans there. I mean, you have military people in the streets that are being like unalived. I saw a video that somebody posted and I was like, this is terrible. So like I don't know that this was the best way to handle the attack. I feel like the public should have been told something.
Right. This is what an American tourist had to say that was there.
Down here for almost 20 years, and we've always told people to come down and check it out because you always feel safe here. We've never ever not felt safe, and today was the first day as we left the hotel to go have breakfast and saw all the craziness going on and the violence and the smoke that we were actually terrified. And we saw the people running down the streets, running from the flames and stuff and the fire, and we ran back to the hotel, and then that's when they got the shelter in order place, and we've been here all day. And we're staying at Hotel Eloise, and there's no restaurant or bar or anything here. So we've all been here without anything all day, and the staff has been great, running and grabbing stuff and bringing us some snacks and some water and stuff. But it's been pretty scary, as you can see from the videos and pictures I shared, that blocks away is where all of it's happening, and all the Oxos, they burnt down all of the little Oxos. So there's been little fires and stuff all over the city around us where it's normally fun and nice and people walking around and all the little local restaurants and all the locals being locked up and hidden with us too. And there's a few homeless people that were brought into this hotel they allowed in so that they had some place to go too. So it's been quite surreal knowing this warm, wonderful place that we come to visit a couple times a year is in lockdown and just terrifying for all the people.
So, Mr. Ripper, you're MAGA, and MAGA is really like America first and don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I just assumed my MAGA once again.
You not
What makes you
MAGA?
think I'm MAGA?
Oh, my
Huh?
bad, my bad.
Why would I support Trump? He's a racist dictator. What's wrong with y'all?
So, do you think our tours are protected?
Okay, yeah. By the way, I did have a blast at the White House last Wednesday, hanging out with Trump and MAGA. But what were you saying?
We played your video while you was gone. We shouted you out.
Yeah,
which one?
congratulations also.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, most
Which,
definitely.
which one? The one of me and Line?
Yeah, when y'all was all talking about Black History Month, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's up. But sorry, what were you saying?
I was just
Before
saying
that?
how you feel about the tourists being over there, the American tourists being over there, and everything going on.
It's terrible because you would think that there was something. There should have been a pre-warning. I mean, they are foreseeing these things happening. So why did they come to this? And I feel bad for them. It's terrible. It's not like the Ukraine and Russia war where they had all this stuff that was staged. No, this is actually reality. It's going on live right now.
Well, his hitman went viral because of the type of artillery and weapons they have.
Mm-hmm.
Pura gente del señor Mencho. 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 Puro grupo elite. Pura gente del señor Mencho. Grupo elite. Pura gente del señor Mencho. Grupo elite. Pura gente del señor Mencho. Pura grupo elite. Pura el señor de los gallos. ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Señor Mencho! ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Arriba, señor Mencho! ¡Pura Grupo Elite! ¡Pura Grupo Elite! ¡Pura gente del señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Elite! ¡Y pura gente del señor Mencho! ¡Grupo Elite! ¡Grupo Elite!
Doc, you a cop over there? You pulling them over?
Shit, no. We'll have to stop traffic for them boys. Hold on. Y'all see the authorities coming through here. I am just a crossing guard. You feel me? Hey, that dope money long out there in Mexico, boy. Ain't it, boy? Hey, my man bought himself an entire army.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool, actually.
But I don't know if people know this, but in Mexico, the average citizen cannot own guns. Like they don't have the Second Amendment the way that we do. So citizens don't have guns, right? So on top of this man's army would be, I mean, they would take on some people over here. Just imagine what they would do in Mexico when the people don't even have weapons to protect themselves. Like, and for a very long time, because culturally my parents are from Mexico. My parents came to America like when I was, I was already born and stuff. They were coming in and out. So for a long time, I had to understand why it is important to have a way to defend yourself. The Mexican people see guns and they correlate that to living a bad life and being a drug dealer. Like the both correlate together. So when they come to America and they see someone with a gun, they're like, oh my God, that's a bad person. That person is like doing, breaking the law. They don't have the same mentality as the people here. Like here in America, at least you're going to put up a fight. But over there, the average citizen can't protect themselves. They're just going to be like, walk on in.
I'm going to play a clip of that, Skeptic. This is what happened to one of the guys over there.
Ya lo prendieron. ¡Súbete! ¡Súbete, Peque!
If y'all didn't see, they snatched him out of the car, then they set his car on fire. So it's a bunch of stuff that's just going viral over there. So it's a whole bunch of clips. I played one at gas station that was on.
They show this like a movie, man.
Yeah,
This is
they're just
crazy.
like they're just like trying to. One thing I don't understand, I don't think I'll ever understand is like how you do that to like your own country. Like I don't get it. One thing's to be mad at the government, and I'm gonna say it in Spanish too, in case somebody in Spanish listens to me. But I don't understand how you are so upset because whatever. I think they see it as this like tribal thing, right, of your people and yeah, I understand this is how you make your money, but how do you go and like terrorize your country and your countrymen? Like we call each other paisas, right? And paisa literally means countrymen. Like we come from the same land. Like how do you turn around and go terrorize your own people? Like I'll never understand that. It's crazy to me. La gente mexicana, no sé cómo es que vas y vas a quitarle la vida a otro mexicano, otro paisano. Es lo que estoy diciendo. No entiendo, nunca lo voy a entender.
What
But
she
Skeptic, the cartel people feel slighted, Skeptic. Y'all killed our leader. We got an agreement with y'all. Y'all took our money. You know what I'm saying? And I thought we was on the same accord. Now y'all can't come and kill me when the world put pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? After you done took my money and we done sat down, y'all done came to the big weddings. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done let me bring all these guns and these drugs and these trucks in here and start my own army. How y'all gonna come kill me? I would feel slighted too.
But the thing, this should tell you though, and I'll just say this: this should tell you that the new administration with the president cannot be that involved. Like there's because America continues to say that Claudia Sheinbaum is hand in hand with the cartels. If that was true, and that is what her political party has ran on. Her political party has ran on no affiliation with the cartel. Now, is there corruption in the Mexican government? Absolutely. But the way that their government is set up, kind of similar to ours, you have states, so it's state ran, and then you have like a federal type of government. The federal government has to purge itself from cartel control. And this is what it looks like. It looks like this. It looks like terror, and it looks like a lot of unaliving. Prior to Claudia Sheinbaum, the president prior to her that also cleansed the federal government from a lot of cartel control, same thing happened. I just think like you have to be able to somehow let the people know that something is coming. Telling the people we're not going to work together with the US government, we're not going to come after cartels, and then doing it is a betrayal of the Mexican people.
Okay, so there is a president who's more right wing, the El Salvadorian president. So we're gonna play what he says and how he deals with criminals in his country.
Salvador me decían, presidente, la solución a la violencia es invertir en educación y en oportunidades. Yo le dije, tiene toda la razón. Si un país invierte en educación y en oportunidades, esos niños no se convertirán en delincuentes, o por lo menos en su gran mayoría no lo harán. Pero eso se lo hubiera dicho al gobierno de hace 20 años, porque estos criminales no tienen 4 años para mandarlos a kinder. Estos criminales ya se graduaron de matar, de la Universidad del Crimen, ya violaron, ya mataron, ya cortaron cabezas, ya le cortaron las manos a la abuelita. Ya no es de mandarlos a la escuela, ya no es de darles una oportunidad. Además, ¿qué oportunidad le podemos dar? Le podemos pagar un estipendio por no ser criminales como hacen otros países. Les pagan, básicamente es un incentivo para ser criminal, porque ahora hacen dinero de la criminalidad y encima reciben dinero del gobierno, mientras un montón de jóvenes no tienen trabajo. ¿Qué incentivo hay para un joven trabajador que le cuesta día a día ganarse sus pesitos para que llegue el delincuente y se los quite? El incentivo entonces es ser delincuente para quitar y no ser trabajador para que se lo quiten. Entonces, presidente, la única forma de solucionar un problema que ya existe de inseguridad es con fuerza, con la fuerza del Estado, que yo lo he dicho en otras ocasiones, todo Estado es más fuerte que sus grupos criminales presentes en su territorio. No hay Estado que no pueda contra los criminales. Si un Estado no vence a la criminalidad es porque el Estado es cómplice o porque partes del Estado son cómplices. Una vez el Estado se libera de la complicidad con la delincuencia y va con fuerza hacia los criminales, los vence.
So is that the solution? Is education the solution, or is it you have to use a state because these guys are? And Charleston White said that you can't fix broken men; you only can fix children. What y'all think?
I agree with what he said when I think he said that part of it is they're complicit. I think so many different leaders of the government have been complicit for so long that it's become like they make songs about the narcos. You know what I mean? Like, and build them up into these figures because it's just part of the culture now. So I think like it might even be hard for children because that's like the dream of some kids. Very few kids, but like especially the kids coming up in these really poor areas where the only person they see is just like in the hood, the dope man. He got the best car. The narcos got the nice trucks. They do whatever they want. They always got money, and it doesn't seem like the government is stopping them. You see what I mean? It seems like they live without any repercussions. You know what I mean? Unless it comes from other narcos, that would be the perception. I couldn't tell you for sure. I've been to Mexico a bunch of times, but I wouldn't know the mind of someone who lives there. But I could see how, just being a kid from an environment, when you was growing up, before you knew better, the only thing you saw was that, this dude got a nice car. He's always got money. The best good looking girls love him. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes that's part of the problem there. So even like taking them to school, like giving them, I think they just have to be like, they'll have to come up with, a very strong-handed solution. But I don't see that happening because it seems like the narcos have the capabilities to defend themselves.
Right. So we gonna switch the topic. Kash Patel, the FBI director, used our taxpayer dollars to go to the Olympics and celebrate with the U.S. hockey team when they beat Canada. Mr. Rippey, I saw you just came back. Is that how our taxpayer dollars should be used?
No. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it real. No.
Hey, that might be the best money he ever spent, man.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
He was jumping high.
That's America, baby. That might be the best tax money ever spent, yo.
No, here's the deal. I appreciate the applause and celebration and stuff like that. Just not using taxpayer dollars, especially from the administration that's always talking about taxpayers' money and how it's spent wrongfully. I'm not for that. And also, Kash Patel, he's been losing me every day.
Hey, fraud, waste, and abuse. That's all I saw in that little clip. Fraud, waste, and abuse.
I get that, and maybe you shouldn't use. But how many times do you think these dudes who are on the U.S. hockey team are going to get to meet the director of the FBI? So I think like like we fly people to come to the White House, or we fly people to go see these teams and stuff all the time. So I don't see anything wrong with him going out there to see the team because that's like really a treat for the team. These dudes are going to get to meet one of the biggest figures in like the government at the moment. They're not meeting the president, but they're going to meet the leader of the FBI. And a lot of people think that that's cool. So I think that that's a good look because it celebrates these dudes who are representing our country to see like, oh man, the FBI director who has got to be with all the stuff that goes on in our country has got to have a full desk and a full plate to be able to go out here and send these dudes, not just sit in a suit and a tie, shotgun a beer, and congratulate them represent our country. So I think that's why I say I think that's money well spent. Like sometimes you have to stop and tell because these dudes don't get paid a lot of money to play hockey. You know what I mean? So and they don't get paid a lot of money when they win. So that's kind of like something for them, for representing the country.
I just think it's crazy that we're closing down Social Security offices. We're cutting down on welfare for poor people in America. Meanwhile, we're subsidizing the FBI director to go have a hell of a time in the locker room with some hockey players. Like, it's kind of crazy that we're telling Americans America first while still cutting down their benefits. A lot of people that are on food stamps now their benefits are going to get cut down. So you're going to have less food for your family. But you know what? The FBI director went to go have a good time.
I mean, but
I'm not
it's
sure
the
we can
same.
compare
It's
the
the
two.
same on the other side, though. Skeptic, we just
Yeah.
raise the debt up exponentially, give people whatever they want, and then we still fly these people around in the government to go see them anyway. So it would be the same no matter what.
Well,
yeah. And
look
also,
at this
I was
flashback
saying,
clip of Cash. Hold on, look at this flashback clip.
I'm saying take all their funding. I'm not the defund everything guy. I'm just saying Chris Wray doesn't need a government-funded G5 jet to go to vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. $15,000 every time it takes off. Just a thought.
Minimum. Chris Wray was a previous FBI director, but Mr. Rippey, what were you saying?
I was saying, like, there's a lot of fraud within our government institutions. So we look at the FDA, even though the World Health, what our tax dollars go to, it's not really being spent on what we think is being spent on. And we saw that with Doge. So when people try to say, oh, the people won't be able to afford to eat, using these little trick words, emotional gaslighting. But in reality, the welfare system has been abused for way too long. Social Security. The reason why we run out of Social Security by 2033 is because it's been abused. How is it possible that we are paying with our payroll taxes right now for people that's on Social Security right now? We should be saving up on Social Security for ourselves for when we retire, but it's not going to be nothing that's out the pocket for it. Instead, we're paying for the people that's already retired. Something has to be done. We can't just say go look at it from an emotional standpoint. We look at it from a logical standpoint and see what it's like. Get rid of the Department of Education. People automatically apply that to, oh, that means the kids won't be able to eat no food or anything like that, get the free lunches because the Department of Education. No, that's not really true. That comes from the Department of Agriculture. People don't even know the difference. They try to attach these trigger words and gaslight people to have an emotional response to certain things. Something needs to be done with the government spending.
Okay,
we see it happen all the time.
The conservatives are going to love this clip. Gavin Newsom, in front of a bunch of black people, said that I'll let y'all see it.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
Gavin might be the new orange man, ain't it?
So you heard it. You say you in the middle. So do you feel like Gavin Newsom was calling black people dumb in that clip?
Yeah, Gavin was trying to, come on, yo, I'm a nigga too. You know what
He's trying to pander.
Do you see who he's sitting with? He's sitting with the mayor of Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I met Andre a couple times. He's cool. He even though he up there tap dancing with Gavin Newsom right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he said. I'm a 960 SAT guy. What? Like, I don't get, like, how did that, but I don't know. Sometimes people are, I don't think it's always that. I think sometimes people don't have that actual genuine interaction with people in real life. Like, they just don't interact with people from every walk of life, that sometimes when they go and they try to make themselves like feel a part of this, it falls flat and it comes off looking weird because they're just not around ordinary people. And he seems, he's trying to steal a little bit of Trump mojo. He done sprayed himself orange. He getting up there talking about his SAT score. You know what I'm saying? He boy better chill out now. Trump wrote that playbook already. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Ripper, we got to hear from you. Was that racist what Gavin Newsom said?
Of course, that's what they do. The Democrat politicians, I want to say all Democrat politicians, but the left they don't even realize how racist they really are. With all the pandering that goes on, it's insulting. They call us stupid all the time. It's racist. Jim Crow 2.0. Really? What's going on right now is worse than what black people went through during Jim Crow. Like, it's sick, and that's the only way they can continue to get our votes is by kind of keep having us victims and labeling us as too stupid, because that means that they're actually It's a connection. Look at me. I'm dumb and black people are dumb. So let me go ahead and just make the connection. I wash my greens in a bathtub. Kamala Harris, what she said. I keep hot sauce in my purse, is what Hillary Clinton said. It's insulting. They don't realize how racist it is. And the problem is these white leftists eat it up. They eat it up all the time. And it's sick. It drives me crazy because they think they own the black vote. I did a video about this earlier today. 80% of black people were slaves during the Atlantic slave trade. Today, the same people that own the same party that own the slaves own the black vote, because 80% of black people still vote for that party for no reason at all. We don't even know why. It's because we went from physical slaves to mental slaves.
Well, Michael B. Jordan got called an N-word last night at an award show.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate.
Nigga, go cry in your mansion. How about that? Go cry in your mansion. As many times I've been called a nigga from white folks, man, stop this stuff. Go home.
So the guy that says he has Tourette syndrome and that he
ain't Tourette.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I know somebody with Tourette's. That's not Tourette's. That's you just being all out racist.
I know that didn't sound like Tourette's, but I don't. That's crazy. I will say I do think that racism exists in both political parties. I think if you go back during the Southern strategy, you'll hear how both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party both were trying to strategize on how to win the white Southern vote. So I do think that racism exists in both parts. I think that on the left, it's a little bit more on that. It's like pandering, where people will say things and they don't understand, like, what you're saying sounds crazy. And I think it does come from a disconnect where you're not really in the culture. You don't really know what you're talking about. And I can tell when I talk to somebody whether or not they're legitimate. Like, I think I grew up around so many people that were so disingenuous where I can kind of read in between the lines of someone who's saying things. And I will say, I'm not the biggest Gavin fan. Like, I'm just not. I feel like after his sit down with a lot of like right wingers like Ben Shapiro, I feel like the way that I think, I'm a very passionate person. I don't know that I would have been so relaxed in having that conversation like that and just letting people say things. I feel like sometimes when you let somebody say something, it's almost like as if you agree with them. So a lot of things that he kind of let pass by. And I feel like he's too educated to not have corrected some things to my liking. But I do think the pandering thing rubs people the wrong way, and politicians are the worst at doing it. However, I'll say the right has done way more racist things and have come out and literally said, we used to be able to say the N-word and now we have to say, we're going to give you a tax cut. We're going to fix the busing system. Like, we're going to do different things. And this is Republican strategists. What was his name? Lee Atwater, that literally came out and there's a recording of him saying this. So we know both parties probably have racist ideas or have racist people in them. All these old Southern white people probably have a lot of grandparents that were racist, but we have to choose who it is that can work for the betterment of our communities.
I just want to say something about that.
I want to say one thing too.
I want to play a clip and then we'll let Mr. Rippey respond.
Hold on. Skeptic saying that Gavin Newsom is too smart and he just told us he had a 960 is crazy, Skeptic. He just told us he was lying.
We know that Gavin Newsom is not a dumb person to get in the position that he's in. Like, we understand he's trying to pander for whatever the reason. He's not understanding. Some people, like, even like there was somebody on The View one time that was like, yeah, Hispanic people, they're out here, they're just like have these jobs, they're cleaning toilets. And then people were like, chill, like, but that's what you think. That is really what you think. And so I do think sometimes people don't even understand that they have this idea, they have these ideas about communities that are racist. They're based on racist ideas that maybe you were taught, or maybe you just experience all the cleaning ladies were Hispanic ladies, where when you see a Hispanic lady, you just automatically think she's the cleaning lady. So it's like, you don't even understand how rooted you have this discriminatory type of way of thinking. And as a privileged person or a person who's never had to go through that, he's not even understanding how disconnected he is to say something so crazy, All
right, I'm going to play this clip and Mr. Rippey, then I'm going to let you respond to all of that because this goes with everything.
Same thing that when I see not all black Republicans, but I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying, it is the shortest line to the front. Because if you're black and you're whatever, you're just in line with a bunch of other Democrats that are doing the same thing that you're doing. But if you become a black MAGA person, it's like, whoa, let's book this person, let's put him on television.
So you don't
Let's
think you can
promote-
be a sincere black MAGA person?
No, I just said, I don't think that, I just said, I think there can be sincere Republicans.
But you can't be a sincere black Republican?
I don't
See,
think that you can, I don't think that you can be a rational MAGA, be black and be a rational MAGA person. I think you can be black and be a Republican.
I think they would find that very insulting.
Well, I mean, the truth is often insulting.
Mr. Rippey?
It's funny that he think he's the arbiter of what truth is, and what Black MAGA represents. And these people just, they fucking drive me crazy sometimes. So first, I want to respond to the, there's more racism on the right than the left. When in reality, I'm not even gonna bring up the people who founded the KKK or people who are responsible for Jim Crow in the Reconstruction era. I want to talk about the fact that we want to talk about older white Southerners can't use the N-word anymore. She gone. What happened?
No, I think our Wi-Fi is going.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, can't use that. Like that's not important as the 8600 to 1 bill, crack cocaine versus powder cocaine, automatic 5 years. Okay, the 3 strikes you're out rule. Okay, there are crime bills that have been put in place that cause mass incarceration of people of color that was put in place by the Democrat Party, and it took Joe Biden to be questioned on the debate stage before he apologized for it. It took one person to come up to do something about criminal justice reform. Black people have been talking about criminal justice reform, how needs to be reformed, and is slanted against people of color. And it took Donald Trump to actually get a border czar. I mean, not a border, but a pardon czar. And he reversed a lot of those people's sentences. He commuted a lot of people's sentences that were unfairly incarcerated. It took him to do it. Barack Obama didn't do it. Bill Clinton didn't do it. Joe Biden didn't do it. So I'm talking about actual facts. So, you said the N-word. I don't care. I live in a rural America. I don't experience racism. But when I go back home to Detroit, I got uncles that say if a white person comes to this neighborhood, somebody should shoot him in the head. I mean, let's keep this stuff real. We hear Joy Reid say the most racist things on TV on her show. We hear D.L. Hughley say the most racist thing. The only way to make America great is by eliminating all white people. It's all racist. But at the end of the day, the bills have to be put in place because the prison system is very, very profitable. And the way to get slave labor is by locking up a bunch of people that look like the people that were slaves back in the day. So, and that's where Don Lemon, that guy's a fucking retard, man. I'm so sick of tired. I just can't take it anymore. It can't be an authentic. Like the reason, like I was a hardcore leftist for years. My whole adult life, I was a hardcore leftist. I hated Trump more. When he got elected, I wanted to fight everybody. It took me doing a deep dive. It took me studying the Constitution. It took me studying all these things, reading. I was reading 26 books in a year because I wanted to read a book every 2 weeks. I went down an entrepreneur route. I got into business. I got to realize how taxes work. Got to realize how policies work, and I got to realize how propaganda work. And that's the reason why I'm MAGA now. I see the lies that they say about Trump and MAGA. Meanwhile, I'm here witnessing the truth, and I'm seeing the bullshit that they say. And the same people that control the media is the same people that controls the pharmaceutical industry, that controls these 3-letter agencies. And they do not have the Americans' best interest in mind. So that's the reason I'm MAGA. But Don Lemon knows for a fact that what I'm saying is true if he hears it from somebody else, but he will never admit it because these people are just ridiculous.
Okay, so we go to a more positive note. Baby Punch in Japan went viral because he was an orphan and he was able to get a baby toy, a teddy bear.
Meet Punch. The 6-month-old Japanese monkey was abandoned by his mother at birth, but zookeepers stepped in, caring for him day and night by hand. And his surrogate mom? A plushy orangutan that is now his safe place and a stand-in for his mother's fur. Punch's story went viral, with many both on and offline cheering him on. Now he is slowly joining the troop, but still clings to his stuffed friend.
Did y'all see the video where he got like beat up by the mom? Y'all didn't see that? I'm about to pull it up, but what do y'all think of seeing him with the toy? Let me pull that up.
I think it's cute. I will say, kind of prior on the topic before, I'll say from my lifetime alone, I can look at Republican presidents and the way that they negatively affected my community and like my community and the Black community also. And I can look at Democratic presidents and I can kind of summarize voting for progressive policies and laws is the greatest benefit for the Black and brown community. Like, so I don't know that particularly I am married to a party. I am married to progressive ideas and progressive like laws and policies. And the only party that I see that is passing progressive laws and policies is the Democratic Party. The only party that has been advocating for the undoing of redlining, for all of the wrongs to be righted, and not saying that white men are being oppressed because of DEI, is the left. Like, I hear all of this from the right, and I think that it is a detrimental way of thinking to tell people that you are an oppressed people when in reality they've always had the power.
I gotta show y'all what happened to Baby Punch. How y'all didn't hear about Punch, man?
I don't know, but that's an adorable video of Barack and Michelle. Oh, wait, you
That's
didn't just say
crazy.
that. I'm sorry. I'm joking. Come on. I'm glad y'all laughed at that though.
He went viral over the weekend with that going on. He got beat up by the monkey. I thought that they were going to show that, so people would like felt bad for him. It was like y'all remember when Harambe came out, kind of like another Harambe story. But for before our final thoughts, I want to play a clip, and y'all tell me if y'all think that it's Trump or not.
In Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you've ever had in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right? But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, who he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier, I assume she's a woman, she's a Democrat, but she said she's disgraced. She's devastated.
All right,
by
John.
this.
We'll go to Chester.
If you watch it right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell. Know when we go live. Big shout out to our boy Slim. He did a super chat for $19.99. He's sick tonight. Shout out to Slim. Skeptic, I heard you laughing. What's your final thoughts? Was that Trump on the call?
That was definitely Trump on the call. He's such a loser. I feel like somebody said the reason why I know that he is guilty of grape is because look at him whenever he's being told no or when he loses, he like cannot handle it. So I definitely think that was him. You can tell the way he's talking sounds so old. Nobody talks like that anymore. And I will say, if anybody looks like an orangutan, it is this man, this President Trump. He looks, his lips, the orange, it all goes. So follow us on TikTok. We have been going live. We've been talking about a lot of interesting things that have been happening. So come and share your political views with us. And then we will be live Wednesday with the Man Cave. So we will see you back then.
For sure. Slim wanted a Black History clip. So I'm going to play a clip from Mr. Rippey because he was just at the White House for Black History Month. So here's our Black History clip.
Democratic primary voters, 16% would support Buttigieg. That's the highest of any candidate. Pete Buttigieg.
I don't believe it. I think that's just a poll number. I can't see that happening.
Well, okay, but wait. 16%. Black voters, 0. 0. You don't usually see 0 anywhere. 0's low.
For who? What is this?
For Buttigieg. Explain that. I mean, why do black voters have this? I mean, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's under-indexing a little bit with black voters, yeah.
A little. What is that all about?
He doesn't move us. I respect the man. I've interviewed him before. Very nice man, highly intelligent. But you gotta be able to move us, bro. He doesn't move us. Well, you can speculate as to why that is. I'm not going there. He doesn't move us.
Mr. Rippey, what's your final thoughts?
Shout out to the Man Cave, New Party. I would say there's a mass exodus of black people and brown people from the Democrat Party. We are waking up. We are waking up to the lies. We can't be manipulated and controlled through gaslighting and usually emotional trigger words to keep us victims and telling us that we oppress all the time. We are seeing the light. And once you open up your eyes to something different, you'll be a lot happier. Also, so Turning Point Rise, they're doing it's a race war tour. So if you live in cities like Atlanta, Columbus, look it up. Just go to turningpointrise.com. And Race Wars, it's a movie that they did is talking about.
Oh, I don't know what happened to him. The government shut you down, Mr. Rippey, talking about TV. So I'll play one more clip for Doc to try to give Mr. Rippey time to come back because this guy went viral for having to go to prison for his son.
Day goes by without me wishing I could undo what happened.
In September of 2023, Richard Ferguson says he asked his son to back the car out of the driveway. Instead, the 15-year-old took off. He ran a stop sign and crashed, killing 3 children and their grandmother.
If taking on every measure of pain or even giving my life could restore the lives that was lost, I would do it without hesitation.
In a way, Richard Ferguson is giving up his life. He's 70 years old and has pancreatic cancer. His 37-year prison sentence means he'll likely spend the rest of his life behind bars.
You did see a specialist, your primary oncologist, while in the jail, correct?
Yes, once.
Once. And he stated that your prostate cancer had spread.
Yes, that's what he told me.
Did he tell you that it had spread, it would stop spreading if you were released from jail?
No.
Ferguson's defense attorney asked for him to be released under supervision with an ankle monitor, arguing he should be at home with access to his doctors. The judge declined. Ferguson's son.
I'm gonna let Doc do his final thoughts. I'm gonna come back to you, Mr. Ripley. Doc, what's your response to that clip, and what's your final thoughts?
Parents, stop asking kids to do tasks for you. Hand you the remote, get you something to drink. Bro, get your lazy ass up and go do it yourself. He could have backed that car to driveway himself. He got 37 years to think about it, but apparently he won't see the end of that. But man, what's going on in Mexico is crazy. So I just want to pray for all of the people who aren't in the government or aren't in the cartel. They're just regular Mexican people living their everyday lives, just trying to enjoy life with their family, their friends, and they're affected by these type of actions that's being taken by the government and being taken by the cartel. I hope all those people are safe. I hope all those people are protected. And I'm gonna be praying for you, and I wish for the best, because it's a hard thing to be a non-combatant. Some of these people have chosen a side, picked a side, and they've signed up to do this, whether that's government or whether that's cartel. They've agreed to be combatants. And when you're caught in the middle, sometimes that's one of the worst places to be. So I just hope and pray that those people are safe.
For sure. Mr. Ripley, what's your final thoughts?
Wow. Thank you for that, Doc. That was amazing. But no, basically I was just saying, shout out to the Man Cave and the new party. But there's a tour going on for it's a race war tour. So it's a movie talking about going from victims to actual victors. You'll see live debates. You'll see, transition. You'll see basically a lot. So I'm asking y'all to support. Go to tpusarise.com, and it's gonna be touring in Atlanta, Columbus, DC, and a couple more cities. So look into that. And I know, Doc, I think you're gonna say you're in Atlanta, so check it out.
For sure. Great show, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna be live streaming the State of the Union address, so we'll be doing a watch party for that. So come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night. Man Cave.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an act of genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always say on the new party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.